Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Molly Rose Saunders on the line, who is founder over at Molly Rose Media. Molly, welcome to the show.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me.
So I'm excited to get more into what you're doing over at Molly Rose Media and how you're helping your clients. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in your career as an entrepreneur?
As an entrepreneur, I think I have always at some level been an entrepreneur. But in the cannabis and marketing industry, it's really interesting how things kind of fell together and it kind of found me. My mom was diagnosed with a rare form of breast cancer when I was 12, which led me to a lot of research, a lot of reading, and really growing up and learning about the cannabis industry. So as a marketer, as legalities changed, and as I had friends and colleagues in the industry, the two really married themselves and came together.
So what kind of, there's some other younger entrepreneurs that are maybe just getting started and they're graduating college and they're thinking about going into the space as a potential long-term career path just because, a lot of opportunity. What kind of advice would you give to that newbie that's really just out there just getting started?
Spend the time doing your homework and really immersing yourself within the industry, both as an entrepreneur and if you're interested in the cannabis industry. There are so many different facets. I would say most importantly, take the skills that you already have, the pieces that make you who you are, and find a niche that fits you within that industry. So if you're really good at bookkeeping, you don't have to go and become a bud tender. Maybe set yourself up to be the bookkeeper at a dispensary and work your way into a business from there. I would say take some real-world experience from other businesses before jumping into entrepreneurship.
I love that you bring that up as an example. It's like, it's not, when you think about it, just think of it as there's another industry that's arisen that needs the same services and things that every other industry needs, like a bookkeeper. Like sometimes people don't, it goes over their head. So, all right, I love it. So Molly, let's switch it up a bit. I do want to get into what you're doing over at Molly Rose Media. So you did hint on it. You're obviously working in the cannabis space as a niche. Tell us a little bit more, please.
So Molly Rose Media is a full-service digital marketing agency and, like you said, niche down in the cannabis industry. Since we've seen the Farm Bill go through, we've seen a huge rise in the CBD industry. We spend a lot of time helping them get ads approved, get their websites converting, getting their full brand put together, work with manufacturers, and help them to stay within the FDA regulations and have amazing marketing plans. And on the cannabis side, being in California, it's pretty much an open market. So it's really fun to be able to do both. And we work with business owners in a one-on-one capacity as well as through coaching programs. And I have a lot of free groups and free resources I throw out there for people as well.
So, there's some business owners right now that have, significant investment in that space, and they're listening to this podcast right now, and maybe they know they need to go through, they know they need to do the media side of things, they know they need to start thinking more about the marketing, they're maybe a little bit past product development. What kind of clients are the right type of clients that you like to work with that would be a good fit to give Molly Rose Media a call?
We have programs designed for kind of everyone at every step in their journey. So if you're just getting started or you've got the label design but you're waiting on the marketing, we've got coaching programs that kind of walk you through those first steps. And then we have a business blueprint program, which I'm super proud of. It's very unique. We actually go through and map out the marketing and business development blueprint for the business, no matter what stage they're at. And then from there, they can take that and get done-for-you services, or we see a lot of people in this industry want to work with an existing marketing connection or DIY.
So I know this is going to differ from client to client and stage of the business that they're in. But that being said, I do know the more people you work with and you've been in the industry for a while, the more that these kind of themes tend to arise. What do you find are some of the common themes and errors that businesses are making when they go about creating that whole marketing plan and taking their product to market?
I see two huge errors. The first is worrying too much about the cannabis product itself and not realizing that, just like we talked about the bookkeeper example, it's just an ingredient and they need to focus on what makes their brand unique within the industry. So on the CBD side of things, if you have a product and you're geared towards sleep, you now sell a sleep product that happens to contain CBD. And I would say the same thing for the cannabis industry. If you're selling an edible, focus on who your audience is and who's buying that edible and build the brand there, not so much around the ingredients inside of it. And the second error I see is people being so focused on how they're going to curb restrictions and get those Facebook ads or get the likes, get into a giveaway, call influencers, that they don't get their foundation set up first. They don't have an email follow-up series or a retargeting trigger. They don't have their website optimized. They focus more on getting the traffic than they do on building a sustainable brand and a sustainable ecosystem.
That's awesome.
Those are the two big ones that I always see.
So, any kind of, because you're in this working with a lot of different business owners, any kind of trends you care to comment on, just in general from your vantage point, because you have a unique vantage point with what you do, working with both large companies and small companies and everything in between.
I think one of the trends that really does carry over from large to small companies, whether you've got one employee or you're a marketplace, is this concept of micro niching, where I kind of touched on it a little bit before. We're talking about building something that's unique to your audience and niching within the niche. It can no longer just be a cannabis product or no longer just be a sleep aid. It's a sleep aid for high-level business executive women. It's this really unique thing that we're seeing, not just in the cannabis industry, but I think I see it a lot in the supplement industry altogether. I like to point out a company called Feels. They did a really great job of having a simple brand. They know exactly who their target is. When you go to their website, meetfeels, I think it is .com, you know exactly who they're selling the product to and exactly who they're not. So I think this micro niche and really developing cannabis as a category with multiple subcategories is what we're going to see over the next year here.
Oh, I love that, and that's a new term to me. I love learning something new here. Micro niching.
I might have made it up, quite honestly.
No, well, if you did, you need to coin it. No, it's true though, and it makes a lot of sense, and it illustrates the point. Well, let's just say you made it up and I broke the news, so win-win. We're good. Micro niching, it's a thing, everyone. So Molly, so if somebody's listening to this and they want more information on Molly Rose Media or to connect, what's the best way for them to reach out?
My website, mollyrosemedia.com. And I'm most active on Instagram. My handle is _Molly Rose. You can also find me on Facebook, Molly Rose, and on LinkedIn, Molly Rose Saunders. I just added the Saunders in as I just got married a couple months ago. So you can search me on any of those platforms. More breaking news there, everyone. I love it. That's awesome. Well, hey, Molly. I know. Well, hey, I really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and also why they call you the Queen of Cannabis Marketing. So thank you for coming on and sharing that with us. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes store, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Molly, thank you for coming on the show. And again, congrats on the new marriage.